When people talk about Thailand, especially online, there's one phrase you hear over and over again. You can live like a king for £800 a month. It sounds amazing, doesn't it? Cheap rent, cheap food, sunshine every day, beautiful women and no stress. And for a lot of people watching from the UK, the US or Europe, it feels like an escape plan, a way out of rising costs, boring routines and pressure back home. But here's the truth that almost no one tells you. Living in Thailand isn't as cheap as people make out. And for a lot of foreigners, it slowly becomes more expensive than they ever expected. Not overnight and not in an obvious way. It creeps up on you. And before you realise it, the cheap life you came for turns into a lifestyle you can't afford to maintain. So in this video, we're going to break it down properly. The real cost of living in Thailand in 2026, the hidden expenses no one talks about, why so many foreigners quietly struggle financially, and how the cheap Thailand dream slowly turns into a trap. So let's get into it. So let's begin with the myth of living like a king. Let's start with where this idea comes from. Yes, Thailand can be cheap. If you eat local street food every day, live in a basic condo, don't drink much, don't date, don't travel, and basically live like a quiet minimalist. You can survive on around 25,000 to 35,000 baht per month, and that's roughly about 550 to 800 pounds. But here's the part people leave out. That's not the lifestyle most foreigners move to Thailand for. Most guys don't move halfway across the world to sit in a small room eating 40 baht noodles every day. They come for freedom, lifestyle, social life, women and experiences. And that's where everything starts to change. So let's talk about the real cost of living in 2026. Let's bring some realistic numbers into this in places like Bangkok, Pattaya and Phuket. Here's what a more realistic monthly budget looks like for a typical foreigner. Accommodation. A basic condo can cost anywhere from 8,000 to 15,000 baht per month. If you want a mid-range condo, you're looking at 15,000 to 30,000 baht per month. And if you want a high-end condo, you're looking at 30,000 plus baht. Then the utilities, electric, water, internet, 2,000 to 5,000 baht per month. And aircon usage alone can spike your bill massively. Then there's food. Local food diet, 6,000 to 10,000 baht. A mixed diet of Thai and Western food, 12,000 to 25,000 baht. Then there's transport. A motorbike rental can cost 2,500 to 4,000 baht a month. If you get taxis, Grab, a Bolt, 3,000 to around 8,000 baht a month again. Already, without doing anything crazy, you're looking at 30,000 baht to 60,000 baht per month. And that equates to around £650 to £1,300 a month. And that is before we even touch nightlife, dating or entertainment. So now, let's go into the hidden costs that no one talks about. Now, we get into the real stuff, the things that quietly drain your money. Visa costs and immigration, tourist visa runs, extensions, agents. This can easily cost 2,000 to 20,000 baht plus every few months. If you're not properly set up, it adds up fast. Then there is healthcare. Thailand has great private hospitals, but they're not free. Basic consultation, 1,000 to 3,000 baht. Emergency treatment, 10,000 to 100,000 plus baht. No insurance, you're one accident away from serious financial damage. Then there's flights and travel. Most foreigners travel within Thailand, take trips to nearby countries, visit home once or twice a year. Flights alone can cost £600 to £1,200 per trip back to the UK. Again, not included in that £800 per month fantasy. Then you've got the lifestyle creep, the real killer. This is where things really start to spiral. At first you arrive and everything feels cheap, so you think, I can afford more. And slowly you upgrade your condo, you eat out more, you go out more often, and you stop checking prices. This is called lifestyle creep. And it happens to almost everyone because psychologically, Thailand makes you feel richer than you actually are. You're spending in baht, not your currency. So 1,000 baht doesn't feel like £22. It feels like nothing. But do that 5 times a day, and now you're burning through £100 plus without even noticing. Then you've got the nightlife trap. Let's be honest, this is where a lot of money disappears. In places like Pattaya, drinks 100 to 200 baht each, bar fines 300 to 1,000 baht. Company for the night varies massively. A single night out can easily cost 3,000 to 10,000 plus baht. That's 65 to 220 pounds in just one night. Do that 3 or 4 times a week and you're suddenly spending 40,000 to 100,000 baht per month. And that is just on nightlife. And people still say Thailand is cheap. Now let's say you want to get into a relationship and the financial pressure that comes with it. This is another big one people avoid talking about. If you're in a relationship, there may be expectations around monthly support, family help, and lifestyle upgrades. Typical figures, 10,000 to 30,000 baht per month, or a hell of a lot more. And that's before gifts, trips, emergencies. Not every relationship is like this, but enough are that it becomes a major financial factor. Now you can see why a lot of foreigners can go broke slowly. And here's the interesting part. Most foreigners don't go broke suddenly. It's slow, it's quiet, and it looks like this. Spending slightly more each month, not tracking money, believing things are still cheap, dipping into your savings and telling themselves they'll sort it out later until one day they realise their savings are all gone, their income is not enough, and going home feels like failure. So they stay and they struggle on. You also have to understand that inflation is changing everything. Thailand in 2026 is not Thailand in 2016. Prices have risen significantly. Rent in popular areas up 20 to 50%. Western food prices increased heavily. Energy costs rising. Tourism demand pushing prices up. And with more digital nomads, remote workers, higher spending tourists, Thailand is slowly becoming more expensive. The cheaper paradise is evolving. So now, on to the truth that no one likes to hear. And here's the reality. Thailand is not cheap. It's cheap compared to the West, but it's not cheap relative to the lifestyle most foreigners actually live. If you come here with £1,000 a month, you'll survive. If you want a comfortable, stress-free life, you're realistically looking at £1,500 to £2,500 plus per month. And that's being very honest. As always, Thailand is an incredible place. The lifestyle, the culture, the energy, it's unique. But the idea that you can come here and live like a king on next to nothing, that's a myth. A very attractive myth, but still a myth. If you're thinking about moving to Thailand, or you're already in Thailand, the smartest thing you can do is be honest with yourself about money, because Thailand won't drain your bank account overnight. It'll do it slowly, comfortably, almost politely, until one day you look around and realize the cheap life you came for was never really that cheap at all. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hey, stick around, because on this channel, we don't just talk about Thailand, we talk about the reality behind it. Take care and ciao for now. Bye bye.